everybody. Welcome back to the Vantage Point. Today we are joined with Mike Padgett. Mike is one of our leaders in student ministry, one of our great friends. We just love Mike. And today,
he's my favorite.
He is, yeah, your favorite?
That's not true.
In front of all of the leaders listening. That's what you just said.
I'm kidding.
Wow. No. Anyway, so today we're just going to be talking, want you to get to know Mike, but also talk some of our interests. And so this is going to be a fun conversation where we're going to hit on everything from camp stories from the past year to superheroes, video games, and maybe even a little bit of woodworking because, fun fact, Mike is a woodworker. So anyway, let's dive on in.
All right, so we collectively have me and Jake spent 9 days at camp this year.
Correct.
Mike, you were at middle school camp with us.
Which was 4 days.
Good times.
It was 4 days.
4 days.
And I feel like people who you don't understand until you lead a camp, the roller coaster of things that happen and emotions that go through kids sometimes, y'all specifically.
Kids and adults.
And
like
adults.
Some of the leaders.
That's true. So I feel like we have some funny stories that we could share. One of them may involve poop in a trash can.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, I think you can't leave it at that.
I can't just dive into that.
Like that's wow, pun intended.
Start out with poop
hopefully
in
you
a
wouldn't dive
can.
into that.
No, I would hope not. So,
Gross.
Brody, walk us through. What are you talking about?
All right, so
This is a funny story.
we're at middle school camp, and it was relatively real smooth up until this point. My room was dirty. The boys know who they are. It's fine. I don't care. I can get over BO, whatever.
So context, this is after a week of high school camp.
Yeah, so we've been at high school camp. This is like day 7, I think, of straight camp. Either way, we get back to the room, and I walk in, and I'm expecting bad smell. I walk in, and I get hit with Satan's breath. Like, it was disgusting. Like, my eyes started watering. I walk in, and I'm like, if this is someone's BO, they need to go see a doctor because it was bad. And I'm thinking, man, this is really, like, so I just ignore it. I go about my day, I leave the room, and I wasn't there very long. I come back. Who was with me? Someone was with me. Mike, were you with me?
I was in my room. Yeah, we came back, and I was in my room, and that's when you came and got me. You're like, come and see this.
Yeah, yeah. So I walk in, and I'm going in the restroom, and I noticed it smelled particularly bad in the restroom.
Yeah.
And, so I'm thinking maybe some student, blew it up. I don't know. I walk in, and I kid you not, I see a gob of toilet paper, and it is covered in crap. Like, just straight, poop in the trash can next to the toilet. It's, right next to the toilet. So here's the toilet, here's the trash can. And I'm like, this is what's causing this room to smell really bad. So I go over, and I'm like, Mike, you got to come see this, dude. I can't make this up.
He just ousted his whole room because somebody in that room.
Yeah, somebody.
I don't.
Or you know what? You left the rooms unlocked. You left the doors unlocked. This could have been a great prank from another church.
Oh.
That would have been if y'all did it, reach out because respect. It was nasty. So I bring Mike in.
We confirmed. It was confirmed poop.
Yeah, but it was a lot. It wasn't.
No, it was.
It was a lot, dude. It wasn't one wipe into the trash can. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I'm just gonna leave it there. No, this person deliberately finished pooping in the toilet. Not on the toilet, but in the trash can.
What a story to start the podcast stuff with.
Speaking of God.
Yes.
I had
and
to
next,
pray.
the spiritual things that happened at camp.
I had to pray a lot after that because I knew that none of these boys were gonna fess up, and I was gonna have to clean it.
I'm going to give the boys benefit of the doubt. It could have been a different church.
Absolutely. Yeah, there was a lot of other people in that camp. I doubt it.
It could have been our group, but it could have been another church.
And if that was you at a different church and you somehow find this podcast, you probably don't, but respect. Because that's some links to go to a prank right there.
So to get through that poo story, I would then say, hey, Mike, tell us about yourself, brother. Mike, how long have you been doing student ministry? What's that look like for you?
Wow.
Obviously, you have many of these stories that you could probably share, but tell us a little bit about Mike.
I started in student ministry in 1992.
I was 1 year old.
I didn't exist. You're welcome.
Oh, boy. Whew.
There we go.
So I was in college, and I had one of those moments where, God had brought me through some stuff, and I thought, oh, what do you do after God brings you through some stuff? You have to go into ministry.
Yeah.
And that was not what God was calling me to. And there was a small church in Savannah, Tennessee. Shout out to Savannah. That was looking for
Savannah, Tennessee.
Savannah, Tennessee. That was looking for like just a part-time youth minister, and I went down, interviewed, and they hired me, and that's how I really started. I was there for about 2 years, and I finally spoke to one of my spiritual leaders at my school. I went to a Christian college, and he was like, Mike, are you feeling God calling you to the youth ministry? And I was like, no, but this is what happened. And I prayed and I said, God, if you get me through this, I'll go into the ministry. And isn't that how it works? And that's not how it works, by the way.
Yeah, no.
Just throwing that out there.
So then fast forward, when did you meet your wife, Leanne?
When I moved back to Lexington after college, I had...
So was Savannah near your college while you were in Tennessee?
Yes, it's about 30 minutes outside of where I went to college.
What part of Tennessee?
Jackson, Tennessee.
Right
outside Memphis.
Yeah, I apologize. Yeah. Is it still under construction? Was it under construction?
It's always under construction.
So if you're not from Tennessee, you don't know. There's a joke about Jackson that it's literally always under construction and has been for the last 30 years. I think it's realistic.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think every road in Jackson is always under construction. It's insane. But when I moved back here, I was just like looking for jobs down in Tennessee, but I was visiting my parents who live here in Lexington, and this is where I grew up, and just started getting job offers, and then I worked for a health insurance for a while, and then left there and went to another one, and Leanne actually worked at the second one that I went to. And
then she saw Mike, and once she saw Mike, it was all over.
It was love at first sight for her, and and here we are today. We'll be married 19 years at the end of the month.
Wow, that's awesome!
Woohoo!
That's awesome. What day specifically?
The 31st.
31st. The 27th.
That's easy to remember.
July's a great month to get married.
It is. It was hot.
So it was hot. Yeah, that's true. So Mike also has a daughter in our student ministry.
Yeah.
Shout out Paxton Padgett.
Hey, Paxton.
Hey, Paxton.
So that's fun. So Mike, tell us, what about you? What about students do you enjoy the most? Like, why do you serve in student ministry?
I feel like for me, and this is, I'm 51 years old, and
a young 51.
I feel like a young because I just love just not being serious.
Yeah.
I don't want to be serious in life that you just miss out on all the fun, and that's a story in itself of how I got to that point in my life. But I just love the kids and how they let me be me and funny and crack jokes and just be silly with them.
So what you're saying is you really enjoy when you get to discover poop in a trash can.
That was my favorite day. Come on. Some people say it's the food. I was like, no, it's poop in a trash can.
Yep, that's it. That's student ministry.
What did you do today? Well, let me tell you. No, that's awesome, Mike. And I think we see that in you, man. Just your ability to, one, build relationships with kids, but two, find common interests, find common just life stories. I think part of the misconception of student ministry is, man, people aren't serious and it's wild and it's crazy and you're a babysitter. But the reality is, for students, they know this, and for us as leaders involved in student ministry is so much more than just what you see on surface level. Yeah, it's building relationships. Yeah, it's not being serious. It's allowing yourself to be goofy, but also engaging. But it's also building relationships with students and forming lifelong relationships and impacts that far outstretch what we see in just a 7-year window.
Yeah.
And Mike, I know you can see that. And you've got a guy that you work out with every day during the week who was a former student, and I'm sure you have tons and tons of stories of students that you've seen an impact through God's work in your life. But also, I can say for every person that you know, there's probably 10 more that you've impacted in a mighty way. And I think that's the story of a student leader within student ministry, whether you're involved in our student ministry or whether you're involved in other student ministries, your engagement with students, it far outlasts what you even realize. Like I've been in student ministry for 11 years now. I came straight out of college. I interned in student ministry while I was in college, and then as soon as I graduated, went straight into the ministry. And from everything from being a camp counselor to being a student pastor, I've had kids come up to me and honestly now in the social media age, DM me or message me and say, hey, just want you to know, like, God called me into ministry and he used you to be a part of that story, which I'm like, to be truthfully, I don't even know who you are. Like, I don't remember, like if it's a camper, I had 300 campers that summer. I have no idea. But that's just the neat thing that God can really use. If you're intentional about building relationships, no matter how long they last with students, God can use that in ways that you don't even know. And the scripture that comes to my mind is, some people are going to plant, some people are going to water, and some people are going to see the growth. And I think no matter where you're at in your role of serving in student ministry, you're in that process. Maybe you're planting, maybe you're watering, maybe you're at the point where you see a student like really grow and they're growing in their faith and you're walking with them in that, which is pretty cool. But that's an invaluable, I think, aspect of being a volunteer and a leader.
And on that, and I know is like sometimes you leave like a Bible study or a youth night and Elevate, and you're like, man, nobody was listening. Yeah. Nobody cared, and then you turn around and you see the growth and you see something happen that kind of is like, oh man, they were listening, they were paying attention, and that's where you just like you get hooked and you just want to go back for more. And,
absolutely.
And that's me, like I tell my Bible study on Sunday mornings, like, guys, come to Elevate. It is amazing. It's my favorite time of the week. Literally is when we do Elevate, and I don't really do a lot. I just sit back and just be with the kids and just worship with them, and that's one of my favorite things to do.
Yeah, but I think that's what we need too, is people, right, that just hang out with the students, that want to engage and talk to them and worship with them. Like, again, so much of, and students, you'll understand this, when you're in Elevate or when you're in a worship or when you're in school, like Sunday school or whatever you're in, it's so much better to have an adult with you as opposed to watching you.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's a big difference. And Mike, that's one of the things that I would highlight in your life, brother. You don't just watch students, you're with students. And that intentionality, there is a difference there. Like, people they like to do things because that's just who we are. Like, we need a checklist thing, but so much more valuable is being with people. Like, Jesus didn't just watch the disciples, he was with the disciples. And I think that's where we saw huge growth because, people are watching us. I say this all the time as a dad, and you can say this as a dad, Mike. Brody, you can't. But
nope, not
your
a dad.
Kids are always watching. They're always watching, and they're learning. So, like, Judah's 4 years old. Anything that's not good in Judah, he probably watched me do. Like, if he has a short temper, he probably learned that from me. Or if he reacts a certain way, he probably learned that. And there's nothing more humbling than saying, when I go to him and say, hey, you shouldn't do this, me understanding, like, you had to learn this somehow. Yeah. Same thing is true in worship. Being in worship or being in conversation, that's all learned.
Yeah. I had a friend who was older and wiser, and they said that they didn't realize how sinful they were until they had kids.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. I mean, absolutely what you're saying is like, yeah, like selfish. You're like, man, did I teach them that? I could see that. How
selfish
I'm not there
you
yet,
see yourself, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I see that when I first got married. I was like, all of a sudden, I was like, oh my goodness, you're a selfish person. Yeah. And then you have kids, and you're like, oh my gosh, you are really selfish. And now you see all this stuff, and you're like, I got to clean my act up around this kid.
But now you're buying Hogwarts for your daughter.
Yeah, you're buying.
We got Mike on PS4.
No, not yet. I want a Blackstone first, man.
Dude, the Blackstone. All right, so side note, this past summer, or not this past summer, but like literally just a little while ago, we had the Padgetts over, and I made Mike some of the steaks.
Hey, Blackstone,
New York strip
I had
steaks.
those steaks. They were good, bro.
It was only my second time making them. So this is going to be a hodgepodge podcast of all these things, but this is important. I make a mean steak. transferring it to the Blackstone has been difficult. Mike can give you the reality though. He
picked sirloin strips, which is not our favorite, and we destroyed them.
We did.
We destroyed them.
There was nothing left.
I mean, Paxton was like, I think she was
Yeah.
on the bun.
I should have gone with the ribeye.
I'm more a ribeye guy, but I do think those strips were good.
It's all about price though.
But well, yeah, you
definitely.
can get way better price on strips than ribeyes. I mean, Sam's got decent ribeye though.
They do. It's only like
It's
a
like
dollar.
a 3-pack, right?
Yeah, it's $1.30 more a pound though,
Yeah, true.
which isn't a ton, but
No,
when you're talking about,
but the strips are
pounds of meat.
they are amazing.
So, all right, let's talk a little bit about interests. Mike, we got to bond at camp. And I think, so I have always told people this. I'm a weird guy. And here's what I mean by that.
It's true.
I like sports and played football growing up, played basketball, played soccer. But I also was a huge advocate of like superheroes, Star Wars, Dragon Ball Z. Like I just had this mesh of interests, which I still do to this day. Like I could watch UK basketball or UK football or some pro stuff, but I also could so much enjoy going home and watching Invasion and whatever Marvel show. I think we've got Ahsoka Tano coming out. Like it's all these things, and so
Marvel got cool though. Like
yeah, it has gotten cool.
it's now it's like not cliche to go.
But I like
watch
DC
Marvel.
too, which is not cool.
I'm with you though. Yeah,
But in my opinion, it's
But-
really cool.
DC peaked at the Dark Knight trilogy. That's all I'm saying.
Well, no. DC has got, and Mike, you can speak into this. I think Marvel's got movies down pat. I think DC has got animation as far as like,
Yeah.
I won't call them cartoons.
And
I'll
the
call them
side
animation.
shows.
Oh, are you talking about like the Killing Joke and like those kind of animations?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I know what you're talking about.
But even like, did you ever watch the Batman animated series, Mike? The 90s?
No, it's because I was
You're a
coming
little
out.
older.
I was coming out of college, so that was, didn't really watch it. I don't remember watching anything. I
Yeah.
was just trying to get on with my life and career,
to grow up.
career on
Trying
that
to-
time. I
yeah.
was like, I got this degree. What do you do with it?
So, Mike, tell me, what are your interests? Like, I mentioned a ton of different things there. What is your, like, if you could watch something, what are you getting into? What are you enjoying?
Well, right now it's kind of funny because the new Mission Impossible is coming out, so we're going through the Mission Impossible.
How many are there?
There's 5, right?
There-
Is this the 5th one?
I've
This
seen
is the
several.
7th.
It's 7th?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I missed a few and then
So they're not making another one because
Well,
7
it's
is the
2 in a
number.
row. It's like 2 parts of 7. So part 1 and part
Oh,
2.
It's kinda
they're,
like what
they're
Harry
pulling
Potter
a Harry
did.
Yeah,
Potter.
because it's a big storyline.
Can we pause here? I don't know if you like. Do you like Harry Potter, Mike?
Yeah, we watch
So tell
Harry
me,
Potter. all the
What are
time.
your thoughts on the HBO remake of Harry Potter?
I have so many thoughts on this.
Do you know HBO is remaking the Harry Potter?
It's a reboot.
It's not.
No.
Yes.
No, you can't.
No.
TV
you
show.
can't.
You can't.
It's a show.
It's
No.
a show.
So here's my thought, okay?
I'm listening.
I think it's too soon. Way too soon.
It's way too soon.
But I see the upside of they can go deeper on things that they had to leave out of the movies. So there's some interest there, but I'm kind of like, why now? Like, if you waited 10 years,
it is just hard for me to look at the cast and not see the cast that I know it should be.
well, Daniel Radcliffe's like
Definitely.
probably like 30. I don't even know how old Daniel Radcliffe is. 28,
Is there
20s.
something wrong with being 30?
No, I'm saying like he's not
older
old.
than me.
Like
and I'm
Star Wars,
32.
they waited until they were like in their 60s, 70s.
Yeah.
It's not. It's too soon.
Here's what my thing is with that stuff. I don't know why they couldn't explore. So like with the game, with Hogwarts Legacy, they're exploring different stories.
eras. Yeah.
Eras. Why couldn't you just do that? Why do you have to go to what's been done? Like there's tons of stuff. There's tons of room there to
I don't know.
explore.
Yeah, I like the prequels
Yeah.
have been really, really well made, and I really enjoy those.
Yeah, Fantastic Beasts. was
Fantastic
good.
Beasts. And the last one,
I have thoughts
Grindelwald.
about Fantastic Beasts. I think the last one was bad.
Well,
The
we
first
can
2 were
disagree.
decent.
We can agree to disagree.
The first one was really good.
The last one they got
Right.
way too politically correct and made it more about things that I just didn't think needed to be in the story.
Yeah, I just don't like how they, it's like change characters, but
didn't love that.
there was an issue. So
Yeah.
I do like the actor they picked because I like him. I don't remember his name. Oh my gosh, it's some weird name. It's like I don't know. He's a good actor though.
he's the same one in the Rogue One guy.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do. It was just weird to like not see Johnny Depp.
Yes,
Be
It was
Grindelwald.
because he is so good.
He's great. Oh, he was amazing, Grindelwald. Yeah. Oh well.
So, Mike, what are other interest like? So what do you like? Obviously, a little bit of Harry Potter.
Yeah, we like I like
Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible, but I like action movies. If I'm watching movies, I like action movies.
Yeah.
I'm not going for the rom-com. You know,
No.
it's not on my list. Sorry. We love Marvel movies. We love the DC movies. We watch all those when they come out. We usually
Did you
try
see
to go
Flash?
to the new one.
It got decent reviews.
Not
I
yet.
haven't seen it.
No, I haven't seen it
I
yet.
need to go see that.
Yeah.
Anyway, we can
But
go watch that.
yeah,
But
so like that is like what we normally do. But yeah, at home is like if my free time is if I'm not watching something, if it's not sports related. I love baseball. I played baseball.
big
and
Cubs fan over here.
Yes, Cubs fan.
Go
Go
Stros.
Cubs. Oh, that's different league. But I love like you said, I do woodworking. I have a woodworking shop in my house, and I like to go and just have fun. I don't do
Man
it
of
for
many
pay.
talents.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah,
Ethan hits
love
this
it.
guy up for like multiple gifts. Like anytime Ethan needs to give a gift, he comes over and makes Mike make it for him. Basically,
Really?
is what
I
I
love
found
it. I love it though.
Call
I
him.
love it.
I didn't know that.
I love it though.
out. Well, Mike. I mean, that's just who Mike is.
Yeah.
Like he's skilled at that, and he's teaching. Like Mike's a teacher, so that's.
I would love.
I
to
also
learn
had
from
Mike come over and help me upholstery a couch. So fun story. Wayne Spivey, don't get mad at me because this will be the first time that I've said this publicly.
Rachel's gonna be mad at you.
She's gonna. There may be some fire on this. So we bought this couch. All right,
Big, huge.
beautiful couch.
It is
Big couch.
It may be longer than this couch.
It is 100% longer than
Yeah.
94 inches. I know all the dimensions.
Yep.
But we go, we look at it. It looks great. We don't have a finished basement. We have an unfinished basement, but we wanted to create a play space for Judah as well as students. You're going to get the invitations. Have a place for Bible study and hangouts and for leaders to have. We've done leader dinners at different leaders' houses, but to bring the leaders to our house and just kind of really plant roots in it. And so we needed a couch down there. I cleaned it up a little bit, and we purchased this couch from a family in the church, and they helped us transport it. We get the first piece down, no problem. Second piece down, no problem.
Wait,
Then-
he calls me to come help.
I do. I called Brody because I knew
Well,
I'm
I-
his boss, so I can just make it.
No. Hold on. We're friends. And
We are
I would,
friends.
I would help you move a couch.
You would, yes. I also have fed him much
Yeah.
food.
It's the least I could do.
So anyway, Brody helps, and then we get this 94-inch long couch, which is a little under 8 feet, in case you didn't know. And my house, when you walk in, you've got the kitchen, and then to the right is a very small hallway where the bathroom's tucked in and the entrance to the basement is tucked in. I would love to talk to the architect and say,
Yeah.
what were you doing?
I mean, it may be 4 feet.
It's awful.
Logistic nightmare.
Horrible. So we spent an hour trying to negotiate this thing down, and we couldn't get it up. We couldn't get it in. And so I had two options. I looked at Rachel. I'm frustrated at this point, right? Shocker that I would be frustrated that I didn't get this thing to go. And I said, either we sell it or we deconstruct it. And so
I was pro deconstruction.
well, and the creative side in me.
Chainsaw.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
The creative side of me is like, well, this would be a challenge. Like, let's do it. This would be fun. So I looked at Rachel, and she's like, well, I like a challenge. So sure enough, Brody leaves, and that night I spend time deconstructing. I pulled out probably 200 staples from the upholstery. I pulled out staples from the just how it was constructed on the inside. So I gently take off all the upholstery, gently pull it all apart, because this is a good couch.
It was very nice.
It is a very nice couch. And yeah, I get the arm off, and then as soon as I do, I didn't even wait for Brody. He ended up coming back later on that night and to help me carry it down, but me and Rachel ended up carrying it down. And then I called Mike the next day and was like, hey, Mike, you're not going to believe what I've done.
help.
Would you like to come over and help me? And Mike helped me reupholster it. So
It was fun.
It was fun.
It wasn't a big deal. It wasn't
No,
a
it was
hard
super
day, yeah.
easy, which
Now-
is what I said.
And now you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, now I can. Yeah, we can do it. Now,
I can upholster a couch if I need to.
yeah,
Got the tools.
we got the tools.
Amen.
So anyway, it was fun.
Okay, back to Marvel,
All right,
because I'm
you're gonna.
I'm
press
curious to know, Mike. So phase, we can all agree that phase 3. I think that was Thanos, right?
Yeah.
Is the best phase.
Oh,
Yeah.
Probably the best movies
yeah,
came out
definitely,
then.
100%.
definitely.
How are you feeling about the direction of where Marvel is going right now?
You mean with the side stories that
So
they're
we
doing
have
on Disney
technically
okay, so we have
Phase 4.
multiverse, we have Doctor Strange, whatever the heck that movie was.
I
That was a
not-
dark
it-
movie.
Yeah,
I don't even
I
know,
was
dude.
not a fan.
It
I
was
mean, it was
dark.
good, but it wasn't like I was like we left there going.
It
I
was
don't
like
know
a.
if I
It
want
was
to
a.
watch that again.
Yeah.
It was a pseudo horror. Well, no, it's available to watch now, and I just haven't watched it, which is crazy for me because I would watch it.
Oh, no, I was going to say, didn't Disney like actually put it in like the scary like horror?
Yeah, it's in the horror
Yeah.
movie section.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think.
Yeah, it's weird.
But anyway,
So, okay, where we're at now, I think Guardians was good. I enjoyed
Guardians is funny.
I don't want them to stop making
It's a great comedy release.
I know.
For the,
good.
I'm a little sad because I think there's only going to be one
Batista's out and
more. Yeah.
Gamora's out, right?
I think, ooh, I don't know about her.
Is she not out?
I don't know. I think they're going to do, I think it's supposed to be Guardians 4.
There is.
So, we'll see.
They did this summer release the ending where it shows the what's his name? Not the Eternal, not the Collector. What's his name?
Kane the Conqueror.
No, not Kang. No.
from-
Oh,
Ant-Man.
the bigger guy.
The guy that was the bad guy in the fourth Guardian or the third, whatever Guardians we just watched, the third one.
Oh my gosh, I'm blanking on it.
Yeah,
What's his
this-
name? The guy with the skin, the
Right.
ripped off face.
Hit the mask.
Was he called the Eternal? No. What was he called? It's gonna bug me. I'm gonna go to the Google machine while we sit here and this.
Okay, well, Mike, while Jake's
Live
Googling that,
on.
give me your thoughts on Phase 4 of Marvel.
Phase 4?
So that would start from after Thanos, okay? So you have Spider-Man, you have Strange, you have Shang-Chi, you have
The Shang-Chi was really good because it was like
I agree.
really separate.
I loved
High
it.
Evolutionary.
It was so
Evolutionary,
fun.
okay.
Oh yeah.
That's his name. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Shang-Chi.
But like the Spider-Man that went into the multiverse and all that, it was a good movie, but I didn't come out of that going, oh, that was a great add-on to the series for me. But that was just me. Like Leanne, my wife, was like, oh yeah, that was perfect. It was great.
That's the one where Aunt May.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, yeah, if you haven't watched Marvel, catch up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have no
Spoiler
excuse
alerts
now.
here.
They've been out for so long.
They have been.
Yeah, Aunt May dies,
Yeah.
and then no one remembers him. Which, okay, so the end of Spider-Man. Everyone's memory of Peter Parker being Spider-Man is gone.
Okay.
So
one,
you got to
I thought
think
you
about.
said Ant-Man dies.
Oh, no.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah.
We both heard Ant-Man.
My bad.
Woo.
Aunt May.
Spoiler alert.
Aunt May.
No one says aunt.
Aunt May.
Aunt May.
It's aunt.
No, it's Aunt.
No
May.
one says aunt.
Jake's going British on us.
Aunt.
So-
Aunt May.
So here's the deal.
So does Judah call Auntie Anna like Auntie Carrie?
When it's gonna sound the same like Aunt May, it's Aunt May. Yeah,
I disagree with you. I disagree.
it's okay. So anyway, yes, the direction. I don't love the new Avengers that they're putting together. I mean the sides. I love the side stories. I think they're great, except for She-Hulk. No offense. I think She-Hulk. I like the character of She-Hulk. I didn't even watch that whole series.
I didn't.
I got like 4 episodes in, and I had to
couldn't.
stop because it just wasn't good.
It was hard.
It was, yeah.
It was hard to watch.
Now everything else from I thought I'm blanking on the name, but the Vision, WandaVision was great.
I love.
I thought
WandaVision.
Loki was fantastic.
Love Loki.
Some
Loki was
people have been
fun.
critical of that, and I'm
Falcon
like,
Winter Soldier, not my favorite.
I liked it though. I liked Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It wasn't the best, but it was still okay. Like it was good TV.
They turned it though, you know.
At the end, it was
wow, I was like, oh my goodness.
I just thought it
That
was
was
too slow.
Did you watch
Surprise.
the Hawkeye one?
Oh,
I
it-
did like Hawkeye.
I thought that was really good.
I think
It was
that-
really good.
So they brought in introducing is it Yelena? Scarlet, not Scarlet.
Oh, the Black Widow
Black Widow's sister.
sister.
Yeah.
It's Yelena, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Introducing her character and her storyline, I think I like her storyline. She seems
Yeah, she's
interesting.
hilarious.
Well, haven't they said that Scarlett Johansson is out too?
Yeah,
Like, she's-
her last movie was Black Widow.
Yeah.
She's done.
So,
Which was a good movie.
It was a
I
great
enjoyed it.
Well,
it was a
technically she's
great movie.
dead in the timeline, so it's like
Yeah.
I did think it was a good movie. I liked it.
I did.
So, here's where I'm at, though. Okay, Ant-Man was awful. The new one. I did not enjoy it. Quantum.
Oh, the new
Did
one.
you see it?
Oh, it was hard.
I
Ugh.
saw it. It was a lot.
It was a
was
lot.
weird.
I think they're trying to do too much now. And honestly, it's not fair to them because I do think there is this expectation of how great they are that we go in with that is unrealistic.
Oh, for sure.
We're holding the bar way up here, and that's just not fair because,
But they almost made it as a joke.
yeah, it was not.
There was a lot of stuff in it at the end that was like with
Well,
whatever his name is, Maddock or whatever.
yeah, that was weird.
MODOK was
Who-
awkward.
Yes, it was very weird. MODOK, that's not the character of MODOK.
No.
Y'all seen Shark Boy and Lava Girl?
I mean, I've
The
seen that.
original.
Like George Lopez, but in like the.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Literally
Yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So here's what I'll say. And Mike, you tell us. I am open, but questionable with whatever phase
I
we're in.
think we're on
5.
4.
4.
Maybe we're on 5 now.
I don't know. The next phase of Marvel. I'm questionable. I'm open. Think it has potential, but questionable because so far, I do think WandaVision set that storyline up superb.
Yeah, I agree.
Same thing with Loki, and to some degree, Hawkeye was really, really good. But then some of the movies have just been hit or miss. I liked Spider-Man.
I did too.
I liked Doctor Strange. I just didn't love it.
I think it could have been a different title.
Yeah.
I don't think it was very multiverse madnessy. There was 3 multiverses. It didn't feel like madness.
Yeah.
Like if they would, I think Spider-Man felt more multiverse madness to me.
Exactly. Bringing in all the other
Yeah.
characters from
Correct.
the different timelines. Yeah, in the Doctor Strange one, they just went a direction I wasn't even.
Prepared for.
Yeah, I was not.
Yeah.
It was crazy. But I mean, they can make a comeback. I think I don't know I think Thor has one more,
He does.
Yep.
and maybe hopefully they can reclaim some glory from that.
Yeah, Love and Thunder was not great either.
Really?
It was
it was funny.
like
It was a
a
weaker-
comedy relief
Yeah,
type
it was a
thing.
funny
It
one.
was really good.
It was funny. I thought it was funny.
I liked it.
I think
but
that they forced a little bit of the comedic things.
That-
I think again, this is a product of their expectation. People are going into these movies thinking it's gonna be
Well,
in
in
game,
game,
yeah,
and they're not all gonna be in
well,
game.
okay, Thor Ragnarok is a great example. Thor Ragnarok is, I think, one of the best Thor movies. I think it's the best Thor movie.
It
It's
was
hilarious,
very-
but it's
So
also
good.
good. Like the storyline's good.
It is.
Yes.
That's where I was lacking in Love and Thunder. I was like, the storyline's lacking, but it's funny.
Yeah.
But I'd rather have a little bit of both kind of thing.
I don't know what they were trying to introduce in Love and Thunder.
His daughter, I guess, was the only thing.
I guess.
Yeah,
Because the bad guy died. He's gone.
right.
Well, he sacrificed himself. Yeah, which was Christian Bale, by the way, in case you didn't know.
I love Christian Bale. He's
So,
Batman.
all right, let's switch gears because we gotta wind this bad boy down. So, if you are an enjoyer of one, getting to know Mike, and 2, all the fun stuff that we enjoy, this podcast is for you. But next, Star Wars. I love what they're doing with Star Wars. Hear me when I say this. Not necessarily what they've put out, but I like the direction of continuing the storylines. They need to do a better job of doing it, but I like that they're not doing what Harry Potter's doing and redoing
Yeah.
what they've already done.
Right.
So hear me. I'm not saying that I love the product.
Okay.
I'm saying I love the direction of the story development, meaning they're going away from what they've already done and they're exploring new things. Ahsoka Tano, new thing.
Andor was a good setup.
Setup.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. So don't hear me say I love which by the way, and I think Andor was great. I think people were impatient with Andor, which is why it got so much criticism. I think Mandalorian started out real strong, but this last one was a little rough.
We had differing opinions on The Mandalorian, but that's just me.
I mean, that's fine.
Yeah, the first 2 seasons of Mandalorian were really good.
Yeah.
And then it was good. The third was good, but it wasn't like
I liked Obi-Wan
I
too.
wanted-
Obi-Wan
I
was
wanted to like-
started off
Now,
strong.
I will say this, Boba Fett,
Until Mandalorian came in.
yes.
That's when it started getting good,
It
when
did
they
start
brought
getting good.
Mando in.
So have y'all heard the news recently?
Please share.
Lucasfilm's fired their president. She's gone
Okay.
because of the flops.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, they decided that the movies were not making near enough money of what they spent.
So what
movies
movies
and
though?
shows combined.
Okay, because I was gonna say the shows.
It's
are really-
everything. So all this new, it's basically like the new Star Wars. She's been the one like kind of leading that charge. Got rid of her.
Well,
It's like a recent thing.
I wonder, like John Favreau, he's the one that's producing the Mando series.
I don't know if
so-
it changes that. It more just be maybe like direction. So who knows where they're gonna go next? That's the kind of thing. It's like if someone gets in charge and decides, we're doing something completely different. I have no idea.
yeah, I don't know.
Interesting.
But yeah, just to throw that in there.
So do you like it, Mike? Have you been excited?
I really enjoy it. I mean, I grew up on Star Wars. Leanne has a Star Wars Christmas tree that's huge, and all these huge Christmas ornaments from all the different types of Star Wars. And actually, she's already said that we need a bigger tree for it now. So I'm on look for a big, huge white Christmas tree.
Go get you a 9-foot tree.
Yeah, it'd be
Won't fit
bent
in
in
the
our
house.
You gotta
house.
sit it in the house. Look at that tree in the front yard.
Be
be
like
like,
Elf.
It'll be like Lampoon's Vacation.
Yeah.
Look out the window.
It's like that Office episode where they
Yeah.
cut off. Why didn't you cut off the bottom? Why did you cut off the top?
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I like Star. I mean, I think all that stuff's fun. I think it's a. So I'm an introvert. I'm an extroverted introvert, which is actually called an ambivert. I found this out. I did a little bit of research on it. Yeah, don't judge me. And so
I wasn't judging you. I've just never heard that before.
Yeah. So extroverted introvert, I prefer to recharge alone, or I like being in small groups. So like I can hang out with and I typically surround myself with pretty introverted people when I'm going to relax. Like I'm going to find an introvert who I don't have to entertain, who's fine with just like, we'll talk, but at the same time, if we're just kind of doing something and we're not talking, then it's okay. And we're not like, this is kind of weird. You know,
That's where we are just alike.
yeah, we get. That's why we were upholstering a couch together.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's where you lose me.
But I can hang out with you. It's not a problem. But
Well, I'm not like you don't. I'm the kind of guy where I'm like I'm extroverted, but you don't have to entertain me. I'll be fine. I'm just chilling.
Brody makes his own entertainment
Exactly.
when he walks into the room.
Oh, you're too nice.
actually, Brody is the source of entertainment for all of us when he walks into the room.
In many ways.
Anyway, but yeah. So I don't even know where I was going with all that. Where was I going?
Okay, my hot take. You're talking about Star Wars. I don't even know. Are we wrapping this up?
We're
happening?
wrapping it up now.
My hot take, Star Wars. I'm gonna finish on this. Okay. I think the Force Awakens was a good start. I think they completely killed it in the last two movies. Mandalorian, I think it started strong, and then I felt like it just got repetitive for me, and then it ended. I think it ended cool.
I thought
with
it
Luke.
ended really cool.
No, I agree. It ended great.
But even
Yeah,
this
the last scene was
season,
kinda neat.
I thought this season
Oh,
ended
is there a
really
third
well.
season? See, I haven't watched it.
Bro, can he be a Star Wars fan?
I'm not invested
Can he
like
even
that.
see?
You
I
haven't-
don't.
He doesn't even know how it ended.
You're not
I
qualified
haven't
to
watched
speak.
Andor. I haven't watched.
How are you even
Ahsoka.
qualified to even
I
say
haven't
anything
watched-
if you haven't even watched these things?
Because if I'm being honest, I was in.
I would hope you're always honest.
I am. I was in, and then I just could not get excited about Mandalorian. I think I'm like maybe the one person on the planet that doesn't actually think it's that great of a show. Because everyone I tell that is like, you're an idiot, blah 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 blah, and I get that. I wanted to like it.
He gets.
I wanted to
Given
like
that I'm
it.
an idiot.
I wanted to like it. But every episode was the same. It was, okay, we're going to fly to this planet. I have Baby Yoda. Oh, no, there's people. I meet them.
Okay,
They're new.
stop.
They have a
Stop.
problem.
I'm
I'm
gonna
going to
pause
kill
you.
their
I'm gonna
problem,
pause-
and then
it's
we're going to
Go
leave
Gru.
the planet.
Go Gru.
Go Gru. And then I'm going to leave the planet and then go to another planet and do the same exact thing for about 8 episodes.
Sometimes that's our journey.
I feel like there's a lot of bitterness towards it.
That was literally
feeling
every
it.
episode of The Mandalorian.
I think you should watch I think you should watch season 3, and you're gonna find yourself
Yeah.
impressed, because that's not.
I may. I'm going to finish some of the Marvel things I'm in right now, but I may.
Oh, sure. So what he's really gonna finish is he's watching One Tree Hill. That's what he's gonna.
No,
finish.
I am watching that, but I'm also watching. I am watching Secret Invasion. I just started, so.
Yeah. So, well, anyway, guys, thank you for joining us. Mike, thanks for having this conversation with
Thanks
us.
for
Hopefully you get
having
to
me.
know Mike a little bit better. We love Mike, love all of our leaders. It is really cool. During this season of Vantage Point, we're going to bring our leaders in and just get you to know them in a different way, a different avenue. And so it's been fun, and hopefully this is going to be a great year.
Season 2 is hype.
Star Wars is okay. Brody is lame.
I'll take it.
See you guys.